I'm going to show you today just some exercises you can do, Pilates exercises you can do, and all you need is a wall. So, I'm going to start off doing roll downs from the wall. You're going to have your feet, 1.5 of your feet away from the wall, so 1.5, 2 feet, feet hip width apart, and you're feeling long in the legs without overextending the knees. So a softness in the knees but long in the legs, okay. So you want the back of your pelvis against the wall. As you come upwards, lengthening through the spine, make sure that the back of your rib cage is against the wall. Shoulders are wide, you're open through the collarbone, and your head may or may not touch the wall. Okay, it just depends what your posture is. But reach up through the crown of your head as you normally would. Okay, so we'll just start with a couple of chin nods. You're going to take a breath in through the nose, and on the out breath you're going to rise up through the crown of your head, sort of drawing your jaw, if you like, towards your throat, and just lengthening the neck to start with. The shoulders are relaxed down your back, and then coming up. So it's like you're being pulled up, your head is being pulled up and out of your spine. And it's almost like you've got a soft root under your chin. You're not going to squash the front of your neck. You want to think about lengthening upwards. And then we're going to continue to slide one vertebra at a time up the wall. And you can't take one off until the one above has gone. And then you slide yourself tall again. Breath in to prepare, reaching up through the crown of your head. As you're sliding up the wall, keep the tailbone sort of tucked towards the floor. You might not get very far, but try not to come off, as I'm probably doing, in one big lump. And then slide one vertebrae, stacking, 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 stacking. Back up again. And again, reaching up through the crown of your head. You really have to draw your tummy in, the low rib cage in. And you're sliding up and over. And now I'm actually going to slide my pelvis up the wall. So I'm getting a stretch down the back of my legs to keep the softness in the knees. Crown of the head reaches to the floor. And then on the out breath, I'm going to tuck the tailbone, so reach the tailbone, sort of slide it down the wall, and as the pelvis tilts, you start stacking the spine, one vertebra on top of the next, on top of the next. Breath in and out. And again. Last one. So as you're sliding up the wall, you've almost got to ping one vertebra off before you can do the next. Up, up, up. And then let go with the pelvis. Let the weight of your head just hang, the shoulders hang. And then slide the pelvis down the wall. And as you do that, the rest of the spine starts to follow. Okay, so that's just warming up to the spine through flexion. So now we're going to warm up the ankles, the knees, the thighs, the hips. So put your fingertips on your hip bones, and you're going to take the knees straight forwards so they're parallel. Wall slides. Breath in, and then you're trying to keep the back of your pelvis, the spine, everything on the wall as it was. And again. So just go as low as your knees comfortably want to. You might have to do a couple first to warm up. So this is a great one for skiing, but it's a great one just for warming up anyway, and you're going to feel it in your quads. And coming up. Now if you had some weights or a couple of tins of beans, as you go down, you can do your rib cage closure. So as the arms come up, make sure the rib cage doesn't ping off the wall, and then pressing down. So taking the knees forwards, shoulders are down your back. And this time we're going to come down, and I'm going to lift one heel and then the other. So make sure you're not on a slippery rug like I am. So just coming onto the ball of your foot. So now you're working into the lower limb. Or the ankles, the calves, and you can take both off and then do your pedaling as we would do in standing. Make sure the back of your pelvis and the lower rib cage doesn't come away from the wall. Get that openness through the collarbones. Don't press your head into the wall, it's where it would naturally sit on top of your spine. That's already warming me up. Place both heels down and then coming up. Excellent, okay. So now we're going to start warming up through the shoulders. So we've already done our rib cage closure. You can do your arm circles. Keep the elbows against the wall, rib cage is drawn into the wall. But here, we're going to press the elbows into the wall and we're going to do internal and external rotation. So make sure that the elbows are no higher than the shoulders, or they're below the shoulders rather, more accurate. So keep pressing the elbows into the wall and your low rib cage, because what often happens is you press the elbows, the rib cage pings off. So draw the rib cage onto the wall and the pelvis is still against the wall. So internal rotation, external rotation. Now we're just going to reach up. So this would be our windows if we were lying on the floor. Reach up, 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 and forwards. Pull the elbows wide. External rotation. Reach up, 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 and forwards. Pull the elbows as far away from each other as you can. Make sure the rib cage hasn't pinged off the wall. Rotate. So this is warming up through the shoulders and the rotator cuff, but from a nice stable position. Okay, excellent, okay. So I'm going to come away from the wall. Okay, so we're going to do a pec stretch next, really nice one, this one easy peasy. So this arm is at a right angle and I'm going to stretch pecs in this arm here. I'm going to place it, the elbow below the shoulder, on the wall, and with this hand, all I'm going to do is turn away. So I'm stretching through here. I wonder if you can see it better this way, I don't know. Elbow against the wall, press the forearm and the elbow into the wall as you turn away. And that gives you a beautiful stretch through the front of your pecs. Okay, the next one we're going to do is from the biomechanics coach. I move freely exercises, so it's for the quadratus lumborum, the lower back. Okay, so to get your position, put your elbow against the wall, fist into your waist. That's how far away your feet should be from the wall. Okay, and then you place the arm against the wall, and imagine you've got a newspaper between your arm and your ribs, so that stays fixed. Okay, and then all we do here is to draw the pelvis towards the wall. So it's a very small movement. You're just working the side of the lower back between the pelvis and the first rib, the lowest rib, sorry. So it's a very small move. So where you're stiff, maybe one side of the spine, you can't do that side bend on that side. So you're just going to do 8 each side. And then the other side. So let me show you this way. Elbow to waist, and then this hip on this side, I'm going to draw towards the wall. Six, 7, 8, and then you do the other side again. Elbow, fist into waist, shoulders are level, and then it's simply keeping the legs nice and long, they haven't moved. It's a really small move, but it's quite specific. So another 8. So you do 2 rounds, 8 each. Okay. So the exercise for this, if you were sat down, would be to do your, I always think of the Manic Mondays. There we go. The chair. So you would be taking your rib cage to one side, but the weight stays the same through both of your seat bones. Quite tricky to do without bending to the side. See, even then I lifted my seat bone. Try and keep both seat bones on your chair. It's easy to do if you're sat. Okay. Right, and that'll do the little wall warm up for you. See you soon, bye.